Welcome to the stream. This is Sapiens Forward. Today is May 30th, 2025. Sapiens Forward, streaming news and discussion about AI topics that matter to regular people. On today's live stream, we're going to talk about some of the news topics that came across my feed today. These topics are typically going to be about education, talk about things like employment, stuff that really matters to regular folks. So anyway, let's dig into it. First up, we got new AI tests can predict which men will benefit from prostate cancer drugs. This is coming from theguardian.com. Looks like doctors have developed an AI tool to identify which men with prostate cancer would benefit the most from a particular drug, and potentially having the risk of dying by 50%. That's pretty great. So this is the kind of stuff that we really want to see with AI tools with healthcare, right? I mean, there's a lot of thought that just going to be jobs lost all across various industries. There's a lot of chatter about that lately. Even, written some articles and seeing some news topics, people looking at radiology as an example in healthcare industry about potentially jobs being lost for even doctors, because they're seeing AI tools being able to identify when somebody's got, maybe like a broken bone or some kind of pneumonia or something like that, looking at these x-rays and CAT scans and stuff like that. Certainly, I don't think anybody wants to see jobs lost. I mean, there could be potential for doing different types of work. Certainly, that's what a lot of the startup founders and luminaries in the AI space are saying. But this is the particular type of case where we're seeing AI tools just adding directly to potential improvements for quality of care, but even more so for finding drugs that can help treat things. And this is one of those key use cases that everybody wants to see AI do, which is to cure cancer. So this is some really great news. This is coming from theguardian.com. This is the kind of stuff we like to hear about with AI. What do we got next? So criminals defeating human intelligence with fake AI installers they poison with ransomware. So this is coming from theregister.com. Criminals are exploiting interest in AI tools by distributing malware via fake installers mimicking legitimate AI tools. So I work in the cybersecurity space, so this is kind of a thing that hackers and criminals and scammers do, is they try and take something that's popular that people want and mimic it, or trying to spoof the source where people might get that. So in this case, people are looking for some of these AI tools, and let's admit there's just hundreds of them just coming out. It seems like every month, new AI tools and software. And they're taking advantage of that. These scammers are taking advantage of that by, creating, kind of like phishing sites, essentially, for people to think that they're going to get this AI tool that they want. And it's really just providing them malware. They're using these tools, these fake tools, this malware, these hacking software to essentially capture people's identity, steal money from them, all kinds of things. So, what was the story here? Well, I mean, it's just a matter of time before it's happening, and it's already happened for years in other cases, but now AI is kind of the hot software thing out there. So everybody just needs to be looking out for this. You kind of expect this to happen. I mean, it's sad to say, but you really just need to be very skeptical of just about anything these days. When you're going to a website to check out this latest tool, think about who sent you there. Was it some random person on X or something like that, or some kind of just weird social media post from somebody random? It's coming from an email, or is it coming from some kind of reputable person that you're aware of, some kind of luminary, somebody who's got like a verified tag of some sort in a social media account? Really look at the web page first. Do they got the little lock symbol up there in the browser? All these little signs to help indicate that this is a legitimate website. Maybe even Google search it. I mean, hey, Google search, what is that even now this month with AI mode? But, plug it in there first. Do some research. See, is this a legitimate thing? There's so many new AI tools coming out, seemingly something new every week. You're really well served to go ahead and do some research on it. Just don't download it right away just because somebody posted about it. Yeah, be safe. All right, what do we got next? AI models show signs of falling apart as they ingest more AI-generated data. This is coming from theguardian.com. FBI is investigating. No, let's take this next one. Yeah. So model collapse. Let's get it. So this one's actually from Futurism. Model collapse in AI. So where machine learning models ingest AI-generated data, leading to potential technical issues. So this is kind of a fascinating topic. I don't typically want to go into more of like the kind of technical things with AI. I mean, there's hundreds, thousands of people out there on X, Blue Sky, any social media platform, just like, hey, what's the latest and greatest AI thing? But one of the key AI principles that I put out there relating to AI is, we need to learn how to use it. I mean, it's going to impact our lives. It's impacting the economy, our jobs, and things like that. We ought to learn how to use it, what it can do, what it's good at, how it can potentially enrich our lives. So, as we're taking a look at AI, one of the things that people may start to discover is the potential for the AI systems, the AI tools to hallucinate, to make up answers now. Does it do that all the time? No. But what this article is essentially indicating is there's this interesting phenomenon is a lot of these large language models, they're running out of, legitimate, authentic, historical content. They've already slurped up so much of what the human race has already produced and put on the internet. And so, when they're looking for new material, there may not be any there. There may not be something that's already been retrieved and available that could have been incorporated in part of the training for these models previously. So there is a model approach called retrieval augmented generation, where these models can go do searching on their own, essentially, to look for new content that may have come about after the models were trained, right? So it wasn't part of the large language model itself as it was put together. But as these models are going out there doing the searching, what they are finding is a lot of AI-generated content. And that may have questionable authenticity, validity, accuracy, and it's going to be highly variable. And so they're pulling in this data, this content, as part of this retrieval approach, and just perpetuating this, kind of further exacerbating this issue where poorly generated content by AI gets pulled into new content generated by AI, just going further and further, making it worse. So long story short, what should we take away from that? AI isn't perfect, and really ought to be, have a healthy dose of skepticism whenever you're either generating something with AI to do some research or to learn about something, and maybe fact check it. Use some other place. Maybe do some original research of your own just to see, is this true? Because AI is not perfect, right? All right. And the last story we got, this one is coming out about from The Guardian about the FBI investigating people impersonating Trump staffers. So Susie Wiles, she's chief of staff for President Trump in the U.S. government. So apparently some hackers have been getting access to her phone and basically messing with her ability to use her phone. But the big story here with AI is supposedly, allegedly, it is believed that these impersonators, trying to impersonate her, are using AI to mimic her voice. So this is kind of a case in the wild of a key figure in the U.S. government of a voice cloning type of attack or cybersecurity issue. It's something I've talked about on the website, sapiensforward.com, but it's something people really need to be mindful of. Voice cloning is essentially an AI generative technique where the model takes source content, so this is going to be audio content for somebody. I mean, as the models progress in their capabilities, this could be anywhere from, just a few seconds or a few minutes of audio content, and they can then replicate and simulate that person's voice. So what are they doing with this? They're essentially taking this ability to impersonate this person who's a key figure in the U.S. government and contacting other people in the government, trying to get them to do things, give access, stuff like that. It's a huge, risky problem for just everyday people. The potential to have your identity stolen, to lose money, be scammed and stuff like that. when it's impacting people at some of the highest echelons of the U.S. government, that's pretty scary because who knows what they're going to get access to. State secrets, classified information, all kinds of stuff. So that's pretty scary. Hopefully the government is doing something about that and put a stop to that. Well, there you go. There's some of the top news stories on AI that I think regular people like myself care about for May 30th, 2025. If you find this kind of information, this content useful or valuable for you, please appreciate a like, subscribe, or follow. You can also find me on Blue Sky and X.com, Facebook, and of course here on YouTube and the website sapiensforward.com. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Take care